Hello and welcome back to another video. Following what we did last time, we're going to now expand single brackets when we have a variable on the outside. So we've done it with just a number on the outside. We've learned our multiplication rules for algebra. Now we're going to apply them. So we have this x times this x, and we're going to carry that out. So step one, same thing as last time we were just doing with the number on the outside. We are just going to do term by term. So x times by x. So well, x times by x, remember we have that little single power of 1 on each of the x's, and our rule says that we add the exponents together if they have the same base, which they do. They're both x's. So that means at the end, this is going to look like an x squared. Next, we're going to skip over to the second term. So I'll do this one in red, and then we're going to do x times by 1. So x times by 1 is what a lot of you would expect. It's just 1x. But keep in mind, we're mathematicians, we're lazy, so we're going to get rid of that one as well on the front, because why bother including it? The last thing I'm going to do is right over here, we're going to bring it all together. So we're going to have x squared and positive x. So next example, example 2. So we want to expand x bracket 2 plus x. So right here, same thing again. We've just switched around the order again, just to try and show you every kind of circumstance we can get. So we have x times by 2. So x times by 2 with the plus sign. And then we're going to do our x times our x times by x. So that means our x times our x is going to be our x squared. And then we have our 2 times our x, which we just have the convention of bringing the 2 in front. Numbers go in front of our variables. And lastly, our sign is not changed, so we'll put our positive sign again. Next, example 3, we're going to expand here. X bracket x minus 1 bracket. So x times by x. And then we're just copy our sign as always before moving on to our other terms. So here we have x times by, don't forget the sign, don't forget that negative on the 1, negative 1. This is where our sign will come in from in our end answer. So x times by x, we know that that is x squared. And then we have x times by 1, which is 1x, we just put x, right? But we have a positive times a negative, so we're going to pick up that negative in the middle there. And last example we're going to go through right now is 3x times by x minus 2. So it's a combination of everything we've done so far. And let's see what we get. So we're going to do same thing, term by term. So 3x times by x. So 3x. And we're going to times that by x. And then we'll copy our plus sign as always. And we're going to have 3x times by negative 2. So on the right, well, we have x times x, which is, we know that that is x squared, and we have 3. And on the right side, well, we have 3 times 2, so we know we're going to have 6. And then, well, we just have an x, right? Now let's look at the sign. So if you've noticed, each time I've been going back and checking my sign after, because I find it's just easy enough to deal with the numbers, the variables, then the sign after. If you want to do it all together, sure, but practice first. So 3 times 2 is 6. We have our x. Now we have to do positive times a negative, so we pick up a negative sign in the middle. So here is a list of 5 questions. So as usual for our practice pages, if you could just pause your video, and then once you are ready to continue on, you may do so, and I will solve them out. Okay, right. So question 1, we are doing x times by x first, and then we're doing x times by 4 second. So x times by x, and then we're going to do our plus sign in the middle, and then we're going to do x times by 4. So here, we're going to get x squared for our first term, and then we're going to get 4x for our second term. Keep in mind, you want to bring that 4 in front of the x, and then our signs tell us we're going to have a plus there. Second one, we have x times by 3. Then we're going to put our plus sign, and we're going to do x times by x. So that's going to make it so we have 3x plus x squared. Next one, question 3, we have x times 2x first, so x. And then our plus sign, and then we're doing x times 3. So that means we have x times x, which is x squared, and we have 2 of them. Then we have 3 times by x, or x times 3, I should say, which makes you 3x. Next one, we have one of those little bit harder ones, right? So we have a combination of variables and numbers. So we have 3x times x, so 3x times by x, and then we're going to go with 3x times by negative 2. So plus sign always, 3x times by negative 2. So x times x, x squared, and then 3 of them. Then next we have 3 times negative 2. So we have 6, we have x, and then we have a negative times a positive, which is a negative. Very last one, and this is kind of the hardest we can really get for linear expressions. So linear expressions just, well, not linear expressions, but single brackets is what I should say. So we're going to go negative 2x. Don't forget the negative. That's where the biggest mistake is going to come from, is that negative up front. It's going to change a lot of things. So negative 2x, and we're timesing that by x. And then we have plus negative 2x times by negative 2. So x times x, again, is going to make x squared, and then we have negative 2 of them that stem. Now here we have 2 times 2, which is 4, and we have that x, and then negative times a negative will make this positive. So in the end, we have negative 2x squared plus 4x. So I will see you guys in the next video where we continue on with factorization.